Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and this is one that I've been wanting to make for a very long time. I hope the wind isn't too bad, but I know I've been saying that I wanted to start doing other things on the channel, and today I'm going to show you what my daily is. I'm just going to go over why I picked the car and the mods that are on it, and the plan for the future for the car is. And I'm sure that some of you will be excited, and some of you guys will probably not necessarily want to see it, but it is what it is. Okay guys, so this is my daily. This is a 2019 Subaru STI. I picked this car up probably about a year and a half ago. I got it from CarMax used and it probably had about 32,000 miles on it. This is quote unquote the base model, but it has the Recaros and everything. It doesn't have the Harman Kardon sound system, but it also doesn't have the sunroof, but I didn't really want the sunroof, so I wanted a base model kind of. There's the 2018 and above Subaru STI model, and there's the 2015 to 2017 model, and basically with that refresh you get the bigger brakes and the facelift. So I've been driving this around for a couple of years now. I really like it, and I'm glad I got this car. Sometimes it's not the best daily driver, I don't like driving this thing over the shitty potholes in the Monterey and Salinas area, but it gets the job done. Unfortunately, it did have an engine failure, and there's a little B right here. But yeah, it had the cylinder 4 probably overheated and cracked a ringland, and so I have a bunch of videos recorded of me rebuilding the engine. But first, so basically I pulled the engine and everything out, and I was just trying to rebuild it as cheap as possible. So I just bought some Manly pistons and threw those in, and I didn't even deck the heads, deck the block, or anything. I didn't get anything done. I just had it hot tanked, and then I threw the pistons in, and surprisingly it's been holding up pretty good. I chose this car basically because it does everything pretty good. It's not the best at any certain thing. Like, it doesn't have the most power, and it's heavier than some cars. Like, it has all-wheel drive, probably I would say the best all-wheel drive system on the market. It has 2 limited slip differentials, and you can select how much power goes to the front or rear. The STI 6-speed transmission is pretty legendary, if you know about Subarus. 4 doors, good trunk space, comfortable, and manual. I also wanted a manual, so that's why I picked it. I also really like turbos, and if you don't like turbos, I don't like you. What do I actually have done to this car? Over a couple of years, I've accumulated the parts, starting off with the access port, which I have the little vent mount right there. The access port is a great little tuning tool, and it allows you to monitor your gauges. It's basically like a little phone. If you don't know what an access port is, it's basically like a little phone thing that you plug in, and it has all your tunes, and it could read the ECU. It also allows you to enable flat foot shifting and launch control and things like that. Unfortunately, the EPA has been cracking down on Cobb lately, so they no longer support certain things like turning off, if you want a catless downpipe or something, you can't just turn off if it gives a check engine light, you can't just turn that off anymore. But anyways, I have an access port, and then you'll see a lot of Cobb things, and I'll explain that later, but I have a Cobb AOS, which this is really just a rebranded IAG AOS, and then I have a Cobb heat shield for the turbo. I'm running a Cobb downpipe, the older version, not the one with the Gessie cap. And then I have the Cobb SF intake, a Cobb turbo inlet, Cobb 1050X injectors. I have IAG fuel rails and fuel lines, the fuel line PTFE fuel kit. I have a flex fuel sensor somewhere down there, and that connects to this. It's not set up yet. I'm saving up still to get the harnesses and stuff for that. It has the Grimspeed charge piping because the stock red one ripped and broke on me. Like I said, it has the IAG oil pickup as well as forged pistons and the Killer Bee windage plate. And a lot of the time you want to replace the oil pickup because those are prone to cracking on these engines, if you didn't know that. And then as far as the exhaust goes, I have the Cobb titanium. The whole exhaust basically is made of a titanium, so it dropped about, I want to say, 30 pounds or 40 pounds off of the car just from the exhaust alone. This exhaust weighs probably under 10 pounds. It's a little dirty right now, but it's Cobb, so it's super nice, like pie cuts and stuff. For the brake pads, it has the Hawk. I can't remember which ones I got. They're just like the Hawk street pads, and I highly recommend those because they don't dust as much, and you know, they'll last better. I just replaced the rotors a while back with just some OEM Brembo rotors. The reason why I have a lot of Cobb parts is because they make the tunes, and it's pretty much, they're pretty much one of the only companies that are making parts for Subarus that are carb compliant. And as you could tell, I'm in California, and so I run a lot of Cobb parts when I can. They also provide tunes, so each time I buy parts, you don't have to have it pro-tuned, which is about $1,000 each time. So, as for the mods that I want to do in the future, starting with the engine, I want to do a front mount intercooler. I was looking at the Cobb one because it has a lot of companies want you to remove the front bracing on the car, and I want to retain that. So Cobb provides a new front brace for that. I'm also considering the ETS titanium one, but that one's a little bit more expensive and it doesn't have that front brace, I don't believe. And that would clean up the engine bay a lot. I would also like to get a Koyo rad radiator and possibly remove that expansion tank. I know Baderbilt did a video on that. It definitely would clean up the area and provide a little bit better cooling. I want to upgrade eventually from 1050X to 1300cc injectors so that I could use the flex fuel better. I also want to do a full engine build. I just got something in the mail that I'll show you guys later, which is why I'm kind of making this video again. I'm going to do a full motor build probably. And I'll go into that a little bit later. As for suspension, I want to do some Fortunato 500 coilovers, and then I want to get some new wheels and tires. I'm not really sure what I want to get yet. I would like to get some ZE40s if I could, but those are a little pricey. And a lot of people, when they lower the cars, they don't do it the right way. You can't just get coilovers and call it a day. All your suspension geometry gets messed up when you lower the car, so I'm thinking that I'm going to do it the correct way. But yeah, that's pretty much it. It also has, for the interior, here is the little Cobb access port mount that I got. It's like 3D printed, and it's not the best quality, but it works. And then it has an iDoing head unit, which I highly recommend. As for the engine build, I just got a closed deck block from Outfront Motorsports, and it has 1/2-inch head studs, so that should hold about 800 horsepower or so to the wheels, but I'm not gonna go that crazy with it. I want to have a reliable daily driver if I want. So I'm probably gonna detune it to about 500 wheel. And to make that power, I would like to do the precision stock location turbo. I know that it'd be better to go rotated, but in California, I don't think that's such a great idea. And then I was thinking I might do cams for the engine to make it breathe a little bit better. I'm still considering doing heads, but I'm probably just going to end up throwing these heads on the new short block. I also would like to do the IAG oil pan kit so that it has more capacity and less sloshing. I also want to do an IAG oil pump so that there's less risk of a failure occurring, because I don't want to spin a rod on a brand new engine. And then I want to do the Killer Bee hard inlet if I can. I know I have the Cobb one, but that won't fit the bigger turbo. So that should make about 500-ish horsepower. And that's my goal for this car, to have a clean 500 horsepower car. It will be a little bit more expensive to rebuild this because of the timing components that I'm probably gonna have to buy, the headwork I'm gonna have to do, and I don't know, things really add up when you're rebuilding an engine like this. It's probably gonna be 10 to 15,000 just for the full engine rebuild. Which is why if you're looking into buying one of these cars, definitely add that onto the price, because these things are not necessarily the most reliable, especially if you live in the heat with like if you live in Arizona. I don't think this car would do great because of the heat and the gas quality. A little weird. I don't even record myself in general, but like, dude, come on, can you like scoot over, like give me some space, man? Like, this is a big ass parking lot. But anyways, thank you for watching, and I'm looking forward to providing content for you guys to watch. And you know, I'm sorry if you only wanted to see truck content, but I would like to showcase everything that's going on with my life and the cars I'm building, and who knows, maybe I'll even start posting videos of me going on hikes or going to concerts or something. I just want to just post more content and see where that takes me. So yeah, if you have any questions, be sure to ask me and I'll get back to you in the comments. I usually stay pretty on top of that. And also, if any of you are from the Monterey and Salinas area, don't be shy, say hi. And yeah, maybe it'd be cool to eventually start a car meet or something, to get a group of like-minded people together. I think that'd be really cool. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.